Ball was carried by number 22, Justin Whitehorn. Good for a gain of 2 yards and a Raiders first down. Ball was carried by Whitehorn. Zach Hager led the tacklers for Stoney Creek. Summers' pass is incomplete, intended for Aaron Rice. Brings up third down for the Raiders. But Summers' pass is complete to Jasper Beeler. Flag on the play. Penalty is personal foul, unnecessary roughness against the defense, half the distance to the goal, and another Raiders first down. Touchdown Raiders! Three-yard touchdown run from number 22, Justin Whitehorn. The extra point attempt is good, and our score is North Farmington 7, Stoney Creek 0.
On a third down and 7 situation for the Raiders. So they take the lead over surprising Stoney Creek here by that 7-0 score. And we're early, 9.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter, and the Raiders moving left to right, north to south if you prefer, wearing the home brown uniforms with the yellow trim. We'll kick off Mario Sambati. They love his leg. He does the kicking and the punting and the field goal kicking, the extra points, all of it. And Mario, number 18, sets the ball on the tee. So the Raiders play with the lead for only the second time this season and for the first time in regulation time. And Sambati's kick goes into the end zone, so they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. Stoney Creek will begin from right there. Stoney Creek surprising winners on the road last week at Seaholm, 37-13. John Fogler had a big night, ran for 150 yards in the first half alone. And Stoney Creek scored all 37 of their points in the first half and just let the air out of the tires from that point forward. They win it 37-13 on the road against Seaholm, a team which made it to the state semifinals last year. A bit of a surprise for Stoney, who were 5-5 last year. They're in their 19th season of football. They've had only 7 winning seasons. There's a run up the middle, and they get the pile stopped after a gain of 2 yards on first down. Just a straight run into the middle, and again, the gain on the play was 2.
Carried by Keenan Burford. Tackler is led by Doug Blank.
Quarterback, Jimmy Stukenberg, to check that. It's actually Ryan Eckhout, number 7. And that's first down yardage on the second down play as it picks up 10 yards.
On the carry, brought down by Aaron Wright. First down for Stoney Creek.
Eckhout with the give to, I'm not sure to exactly who, that running back number 22, Cameron Buford. Picked up a couple of touchdowns against Seaholm last week, and he'll pick up a couple of yards here, or make it a gain of 3 yards out to the 35. Second down and 7. Just now getting our audio up, and we can let you know that the Raiders, scoring just 2.5 minutes into the game on a 3-yard Jalen Whitehorn run, lead the visiting Stoney Creek Cougars by that score of 7-0. Sambati's point after was good as the Raiders on their first possession drive right down the field. Gain of 3 yards. That called a gain of 2 yards on second down. And that brings up third down and 5 from the 37. Stoney Creek went to Seaholm last Thursday night and just wiped out the Maples. A 37-13 final score. They did all their scoring in the first half. Buford again on the carry close to the first down. It just depends on where they mark the forward progress, doesn't it? And they'll say a pickup of enough for a first down out to the 42-yard line. So first and 10 there for the Cougars at their own 42-yard line. The Raiders, it was a great football game last Thursday night for the Raiders on the road at Rochester Adams. North Farmington won that game in overtime 34-33, but they allowed a lot of yards on the ground. They're looking to tighten that up a bit tonight, as it's Cole Lumen. Check it. I'll get these numbers right. That's John Fogler, number 36, on the carry. He's out to the 46. That's a gain of 4. In that game against Adams last week, the Raiders surrendered 341 yards on the ground. They held them to just 29 passing yards. And the Raiders had 2 interceptions in that game. Oh, look out. There's a breakaway run as down the field goes Cameron Buford, and he's going to score. Boy, that's the thing that hurt North Farmington last week. Even though they won the game at Adams, as we mentioned, they gave up a lot of yards on the ground, and they have just given up 54 yards right here. And it's a 7-6 Raider lead, but the point is pending. So a 54-yard run by Buford. And Stoney going for 2. I don't know if they picked it up or not. I can't see a signal from the official. So I do not know if it's 7-6 Raiders or if it's 8-7 Stoney Creek. But a 56-yard run by Cameron Buford has put Stoney Creek on the board. So the next time this is an unusual situation where we don't know the score of the football game. If we get a shot of the scoreboard, that would tell us, wouldn't it? It was an unusual 2-point try. A bit of a trick play as they lined up in an uneven line, Stoney Creek. And then a direct snap to Fogler. And Fogler was either stopped at the goal line or he got in for the 2-point conversion. I don't know. But we'll we'll straighten that out for you as soon as we can. So North about to embark on their second possession of the night. Now last week, Adams on the first play of the game, the opening kickoff, successfully ran an onside kick. The 2-point conversion no good for Stoney Creek. And so there you see the score, 7-6. And North Farmington will take over following the kickoff. And they will start from their own, I think it's going to be the 36. See where they spot the ball. It is indeed on the 36-yard line. So a 56-yard touchdown run by Buford. Tying the score here. I'm sorry, giving each team a touchdown, but not tying the score. Stoney Creek's attempted 2-point conversion was stopped. Jacob Busamra, number 2, up under center. Gave it to Whitehorn, and I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage. Oh my. This got drilled down there by Grant Lowry, number 85. And it's a loss of 2 on the play. Whitehorn ran for 107 yards against Adams last week. But he loses 2 on this one. Whitehorn is number 22. Not a big running back, as you can see, is coming in motion is Jasper Beeler. Beeler caught the overtime touchdown pass last week that wound up winning it. Tell you what, Busamra was looking to get rid of the football, and it almost came free as he was hit by John Reba again behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 on that play. And it's 3rd down and 14. Busamra had himself a terrific night against Adams last week, throwing for 3 touchdowns. He was 9 of 19, 150 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And in fact, late in the game, Busamra, playing on the defensive side of the ball, came up with an interception. They may be changing the play here at the line. Busamra just dumps it off to Whitehorn. Whitehorn makes one man miss, but he can't stop the second and third players to get there. Michael Lambert was one of them. And it might have been Kivar Ellis, the other. At any rate, the pass is complete, but it's another loss of 2. And it's 4th down. 4th down and 16. 17 actually, this is back to the 29. So 3 plays and a -7 yards for the Raiders. Sambati just did get it away. And the ball is fair caught out at the 43-yard line by John Fogler, number 36. There's your situation. Stoney takes over, trailing by a point, 3:10 to go here in the opening quarter. So a 56-yard touchdown run by Cameron Buford after Justin Whitehorn had given the Raiders the lead on their first possession, a 3-yard run. Preceding the touchdown play was a great catch by Jasper Beeler that picked up 20 yards on 3rd down and brought the football from the Stoney Creek 27 down to the 7. There was a subsequent personal foul penalty that brought the ball down to the 3, and it was from there that Whitehorn scored. Gained just a couple of yards on 1st down for Stoney. And they will operate from the 46-yard line. Here's Buford off the right side, and he gets it into the second level, but the Raider linebacker core is there to stop him. Looked to me like Jalen Casey, number 50, was in on that stop. The ball to the 49-yard line. It's a gain of 5 for Buford. 3rd and 3. Football now into Raider territory here. A 7-6 football game. North Farmington has the lead. Both these teams winners on opening night last Thursday. Both winners on the road. Although Coach Herstein was saying is Stoney will pick up that 1st down. Tackle made in the backfield, defensive backfield by Des Blanche. But it's 1st down yardage on the play for John Fogler. As the play picks up 5 and a 1st down. But Coach Herstein was saying that his impression was with nobody or with limited crowds at these games. A nice turnout by Stoneytown, as you see across the way. There's not that much difference playing at home as opposed to on the road. Nice open field tackle right there by Tristan Hoke to stop the running back Fogler, John Fogler, holding him to a pickup of 3 to the 41. Coach Erstein telling us that one of the things he was really proud of was the way the Raiders, during the game at Adams last week, social distanced while on the sidelines, maintaining a good distance between one another. Nice job by the Raider line on that play. That's big number 72, Hampton. Julian Hampton, the nose tackle. And this time, Cameron Buford picks up just a couple of yards to the 39. So 3rd down and 5 to go, as you see, and already time running out in what has been a fast-paced opening quarter of play. Seems like we just got here, right? First quarter comes to an end, and it's 7-6 in favor of North Farmington. So a failed 2-point conversion by Stoney Creek, the difference in the ball game so far. 3-yard touchdown run by Justin Whitehorn. And then the first time Stoney Creek got the football, they drove 80 yards to score. It was a 56-yard Buford run. Cameron Buford, the 2-point conversion following that score was no good, and that's the story of the football game through one quarter of play. Cameron Buford with 2 touchdowns, and he also threw for a third last week against Birmingham Seaholm, as Stoney Creek won their opener, won it handily 37-13. They scored all their points in the first half. They scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, 3 more in the second quarter, and they won it going away. A surprise, because last year Stoney was 5-5, and the Maples were 8-4, made their way all the way to the state semifinals. So a surprise, and notice given right there that the Raiders would have to be alert here tonight against Stoney Creek. And it is a 7-6 football game after 1 quarter play. I'm Rich Cade, glad to have you here with us on TV 10. As it's a warm night for football. It's warmer tonight than it was on opening night a week ago. It was near 80 degrees when we. My car told me it was 78 when I pulled into the parking lot. My car is very smart about these things. That's Buford trying the middle, not getting very much yardage on the play. Is right there to stand him up was number 50, Jalen Casey, one of the 2 defensive tackles for the Raiders. Up front, it's Jalen Hampton, number 72, the nose guard. Chike Undemba, number 55, at left tackle. Jalen Casey at right tackle up front for the Raiders here in this defensive set. And you see Julian Hampton, number 72, kind of towers over the other players. He's 6'7", 250. 4th down play. It's a short little punt, but it gets a really nice Stoney Creek roll and goes out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. So Stoney punts it away. And the Raiders will see flags down there around the 10. I don't know if those are there to mark the position. I don't think they are. I don't think they would use their flags to mark where the ball went out of bounds. I saw the referee toss his beanbag at the 10-yard line. So let's see what's going on here. So we're into the second quarter. 7-6 Raiders. And a big discussion here. We'll do our best to keep our eyes on the guy in the white hat. He's the referee. He will make the signal with respect to any penalties. And a personal foul against Stoney Creek. Half the distance against, that should move the ball out to the 25. Oh, I'm sorry, we've switched ends, haven't we? It's against the Raiders, that personal foul. So that'll back them up half the distance, presumably to the 5-yard line. And it does. So the bad field position becomes worse for the Raiders as they'll start from the 5-yard line. They lead the football game 7-6. Opening night tonight at the Ron Holland Field, and both these teams winners on the road 1 week ago. Elsewhere on the OAA White tonight, the Farmington Falcons. We had them on TV 10 last week. They got beat by Groves. They're on the road to take on the Seaholm Maples. And Adams, the team the Raiders beat last week, they're on the road tonight to take on Groves, the team that beat the Falcons. That's all the action tonight in the OAA White. Well, that's all there can be. 3 games in a 6-team division. Whitehorn, maybe a yard, maybe not. No gain. So 2nd down and 10. So last time they had the ball, the Raiders were 3 and out. They lost 7 yards. And now, a play, that's their 4th straight play in which they failed to gain positive yards. I guess you could say that they failed to gain yards. By definition, a yard would be positive, wouldn't it? Whitehorn again, no, Samuel with the fake. Look out, he's in trouble in the end zone. And he's probably going to be called for grounding there. He was in the grasp, it looked like to me. Rayshawn Matthews would be considered an eligible receiver. It was thrown at his feet, and they're gonna call it an incomplete pass. So that's a break for the Raiders right there. Jacob Busamra was in all kinds of trouble in the end zone. If you grounded in the end zone, it's a safety. But he was able to get the ball into the vicinity of Rayshawn Matthews. And so it's an incomplete pass. Justin Bryant, number 4, you see him trotting to the sidelines. He had a 49-yard touchdown catch last week at Adams. Busamra, he had a terrific week last week, 9 of 19. 150 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns, including the one in overtime. And if you missed it last week, the Raiders and Adams went to OT, tied at 27. Each team had missed an extra point in regulation time. It was a really good ball game. We had 3 touchdowns scored in a span of 30 seconds early in the first quarter. Looked like it was going to be a wild one, but they went to overtime, tied at 27. The Raiders scored on the pass to Beeler in overtime. The point was good, and then Adams put it in the end zone to make it a 1-point game, elected to try and win it right there. Pass into the flat, it's caught out there, and it's a first down as it's caught by that man, Jasper Beeler, number 3. Beeler with the reception, and it's a first down for the Falcons. What a big play that is for Farmington on a 3rd down and 10 from their 5-yard line. The pass completed out to the 18-yard line for 13, and a first down for the Falcons. First down at the 18 for North Farmington. Oh, that's a big play for the Raiders. At the very least, gets them out from the shadows. Offset eye. Matthews going in motion. Whitehorn, the tailback. A flag flies. Might be, no, it's a timeout called by North Farmington. So it may, well, it's hard to say. It may have been that the clock was winding down and the Raiders were close to being called for delay of game. It might be that Coach Herstein didn't like the formation, decided to call timeout. At any rate, that's the first timeout by the Raiders. They lead the game 7-6, and they're looking to generate the sort of offense that resulted in them scoring just 2.5 minutes into the game. Their touchdown giving them the 7-6 lead. That game against Adams, the Raiders never led. They were down 14-6 at the end of the first. Oh, I misspeak. They were down 14-6 at the end of the first quarter. They scored 2 touchdowns in the second, so they did lead 20-14 at halftime. Adams tied it in the third, missed their extra point, so it was 20-20. Adams scored in the fourth quarter to go ahead 27-20, and then the Raiders got a touchdown late, 3:10 to go in regulation time. A beautiful run by Justin Whitehorn, 11-yard scoring run, but he started by going, looked like a sweeper on the left end. That was blocked, so he pulled up, reversed his field, went all the way towards the right sideline, then cut up field and scored the touchdown. Busamra, I thought, wanted a hand off to Whitehorn. It was either not a clean exchange or Busamra decided to pull it back. At any rate, that play is going to lose a yard or 2. Call it a loss of 1. A carry by Busamra. And it's second and 11, second and 11 from the 17-yard line. Well, once again, a tremendous job by the TV10 crew to get us on the air tonight. We have to keep attendance down. A little pass for Beeler in the flat. Flag comes in after the catch, and Beeler gets away. And Beeler down the near left sideline. And they're not going to catch it. There goes Beeler, Jasper Beeler, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, 82, 83 yards if it counts. But again, there was a flag thrown at just about the time that Jasper Beeler caught that little screen pass in the flat. You see the Stoney Creek player back around midfield pointing at the Raiders. It's an illegal procedure call against the Raiders, and it wipes out an 83-yard touchdown pass. So let's take a look at this again if we can. Maybe we'll see how the Raiders, what procedure the Raiders violated here. And it was the ball, the line of scrimmage was the 17, so they should walk it back to the 12, and they do. No play. Legal procedure. And instead of a touchdown, it is going to be second down 16 from the 12. Wow. Jasper Beeler shook the first tackle and off he went. But boy, you saw just either at the moment he caught it or just a second or two later, a split second or two later, that flag came in. So second down, 16 to go from the 12. And another timeout for North Farmington. That's number 2. So they'll come to the near sideline. Get some guidance from Coach John Herstein, who last week began his second year as head coach at North Farmington after a long career, 9 years at Harrison High School. Coach Herstein, after a 9-1 season last year and a perfect regular season, 9-0, and with the win at Adams in the opener last week, his career slate, 10 wins and 1 loss. While we have a moment, let's set that Raider offense for you. The center is number 64, Carson Roberts. Left guard, number 50, Jalen Casey. Left tackle, number 72, Jalen Hampton. Right guard is number 55, Cheeky Udumba. Right tackle, number 62, Wyland Hall. Tight end, number 6, Des Blanche. Quarterback is Jacob Busama. Justin Whitehead, the tailback. The swingback, fullback is number 25, Rashad Green. He had a touchdown run against Adams last week. So second down and 16 to go. Second down, 16 to go. Here comes Bryant around the right side, and a great open field tackle spills him just as he gets to the 15-yard line. A terrific open field tackle. I think that was Cameron Buford, number 22, who got it. Take another look at it here as you watch number 4, Justin Bryant. No, it was 26 on that tackle. That's Brendan Davis. Boy, what a nice play there by Brendan Davis. That was going to be a big gainer for the Raiders. Instead, it's a 3-yard gain by Bryant. So it is now third down and 13 to go for the Raiders. They're at their own 15-yard line. As we approach, we're just under 7.5 to go here in the half. 7-6. North Farmington in the lead. The difference in the game, Stoney Creek went for a 2-point conversion after Buford had a 56-yard touchdown run, and the Cougars didn't make it. Samra's pass falls incomplete. It's punt time for North Farmington from their own 15. Fourth and 13. So the Raiders did a nice job to convert on a 3rd and 10. On the catch by Beeler. But boy, what a costly procedure. Oh, that snap rolls back into the offensive secondary. And boy, we got trouble now. This is going to be first down, goal to go for Stoney Creek. It was picked up back there by the Raiders' number 21, Rayshawn Matthews. But boy, he just did not have very many options at all. And they spot the football at the 9-yard line. So it's a fumble. Technically, it's a fumble. It's recovered by North Farmington. However, Stoney Creek starts at the 9. Let's take another look at it. Sambati waiting for the snap that never came. It's actually number 23 who picked it up, Tristan Hoke. Or is it? Yeah, I think. I thought it was 23. I'm sorry, guys. Tough sometimes to pick up the numbers, even if you are looking at the big screen, which we are. And it's a gain of 7 yards on first down to the 2-yard line for Stoney Creek. So now they've got it second down and goal to go from the 2. Well, the Raiders did not have a turnover last week on the road against Adams, but they fumble on the punt. Now Buford will take it over. Cameron Buford, his second touchdown of the football game. And that's going to put Stoney Creek on top by a score for now of 12-7. Buford with touchdown runs of 56 and now 2 yards. And they've taken themselves the lead at 12-7. And they line up for another 2-point conversion. Buford taking the direct snap, but there's a flag. Procedure, the call here against the Cougars. That'll back them up to the 8. This may force them to kick. So 12-7, Stoney Creek taking advantage of that Raider turnover. And this will be Jacob Best holding. I'm not sure if that's number 8 or number 9 doing the kicking. It's number 10 then. And that's Lance Fogelberg, and his kick is good. So Fogelberg with the PAT. And it's a 13-7 game in favor of Stoney Creek. 6.5, you see, 6.5 to go here in the first half. So that is a 2-play 9-yard touchdown drive following the fumble by North Farmington as they were in punt formation. Buford has scored both of the touchdowns for Stoney Creek, Cameron Buford. And Stoney Creek, big winners on the road last week at Birmingham Seaholm. As they scored all their points, all 37 of their points in the first half. And they cruised past Seaholm, a state semifinalist a year ago. And Stoney Creek beat them 37-13, beat them handily. The coach for Seaholm said they out-physicaled us. Jim DeWall, the Maples coach, they out-physicaled us in the first half, he said. He's quoted as saying that. I'm not sure you can get the word out-physicaled into the pass spell check, right? It's a short little kickoff, high. They fumble it. Boy, do they ever get a break right there. It was muffed by Tristan Hoke, number 23, but I think it was 22 who recovered it for the Falcons. Well, somebody did down there, 33. That's Dominic Mathis Nelson. And so what could have been another disaster for the Raiders is just going to be a footnote. And North Farmington has the football 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. So here they go. The Raiders trailing now 13-7. High formation. Fake to Whitehorn. Busamra. Pass. Caught. Completed to Des Blanche, number 6. The original line of scrimmage, was the 37-yard line. As you see, Busamra on the run, and there's Blanche. He had somebody all over him, but able to make that reception at the 42. It's a gain of 5. 2nd down and 5 Raiders. They're at the 42-yard line. Stoney Creek 13, North Farmington 7. Full backfield here for Busamra, who dumps it off into the flat. It's caught, and a nice second effort right there by Jasper Beeler to get that football out to the 45-yard line for a gain of 3. So the ball now at the 45. It's going to be, there's Beeler. It's 3rd down and 2 for North Farmington. As twilight becomes nighttime here at Howland Field. And a battle of two teams undefeated at this point at 1-0. Somebody's not getting, oh, look out. Busammer was in trouble. Big time pressure coming from John Raba. And the pass incomplete into the near flat. Tell you what, Busammer did a great job just to get that pass to Justin Whitehorn away, but the timing on the play was disrupted by that strong pressure from Raba. He was right in Busammer's face, and all he could do was get rid of it, and it falls incomplete. And it's 4th and 2 Raiders, and they will punt again. Sambati waiting for the snap. This time it's perfect. And Sambati left foots that ball. It goes out of bounds near the 30. You see the official running up the sideline, and he'll have the final say on just where it went out of bounds. It's at the 32. 23-yard punt by Sambati, which is about what he did last week. He only had to punt twice at Adams last week. One was for 27, one was for 24, and this punt here is 23 yards. So Stoney Creek, 1st and 10. They've got the lead and the football at their own 32-yard line. We mentioned the other games tonight. The Farmington Falcons are at Seaholm tonight, and it's Adams at Groves. We'll try to get you updated on some of that out-of-town action. How about that carry by Buford? He carried the Raiders' number 56, Hayden Weisenhut, with him all the way out to the 40-yard line. I think there's a flag. I think I see a flag there thrown at the 39. Yep. Well, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty on top of the run. So the run was for 7 out to the 39. And then 15 for the penalty. And Stoney Creek, 1st and 10, but now at the Raider 47. Good defensive stop on 1st down. That's Christian Hoke, number 23, coming in to make that tackle. And it's no gain on 1st down. (13-6). The Cougars leading the Raiders here. We should mention that the players are wearing face masks tonight, so if you see a guy taking a knee, you know, there might be a better reason for that than there ordinarily would be. I can't imagine playing a game like this wearing a face mask. Buford finds just a little crease off left guard, and he turns that into a big play all the way down to the Raider 30-yard line. It's a 17-yard gain for Cameron Buford, who's lighting it up tonight. It's another 1st down for Stoney Creek on the 17-yard run. You see big number 72 for the Raiders, and coming into the football game, that's David Dooley, number 58, replacing number 56, Hayden Weisenhut. There's the game situation. 1st and 10. Scoreboard says the ball's on the 31. We'll go with that. A pass downfield falls incomplete. On coverage was Aaron Rice, the intended receiver, John Rabin. I should say Raba, John Raba. So on the incomplete pass, 2nd incomplete, and 2nd down and 10 from the 31. I believe that's the first pass attempted tonight by Stoney Creek. Direct snap goes to Buford. Wildcat play, right? Buford off the left side. And in on the tackle, you see Rayshawn Matthews, number 21. Got that ball inside the 25 down to the 24, so that's a gain of 7 for Buford. And it means it's 3rd down and 3. But they throw a lot at you on offense, Stoney Creek. Again, Buford, this time he'll hand off, and it's Fogler around the left side, has 1st down yardage to the Raider 15. Fogler with those 150-plus yards against Seaholm in the first half last week. He goes for 9 here in a 1st down. Stoney Creek has the football at the Raider 15-yard line. They are driving, and North Farmington uses timeout number 3. Well, the standings in the Oakland Activities Association White Division, easy enough. We're 1 week into play. It's a 6-team division. The teams that won last week, the Raiders, Stoney Creek, and Groves are all 1-0. The teams that lost last week, the Farmington Falcons, Seaholm, and Adams, are all 0-1. The good news is all 6 of the teams make the playoffs. All the teams competing this year make the playoffs due to the abbreviated 6-game season. We're going to inaugurate this year a new deal where you didn't have to have 6 wins to qualify for the playoffs. You might be able to get in with 5. Well, you could, but it was going to be easier for teams with 5 to get in. But they just said since it's a 6-game regular season, everybody's in. So the playoffs will be different. Cameron Buford measuring a spot on the left side, down to the 5, down to the end zone, touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown run for Cameron Buford, his 3rd of the football game. And boy, what a drive that was by Stoney Creek. And you see the situation. They take a 12-point lead over the Raiders. 2-point conversion. Buford, he's got it. They can't stop Cameron Buford. So it's a 2-touchdown lead now for Stoney Creek, 21-7. And the story has been Cameron Buford, and when it hasn't been Cameron Buford, it's been John Fogler. So the same script tonight by Stoney Creek as they employed in their win last week on the road against Seaholm. That was a quick drive. Remember, they began at their 32-yard line. It took them 6 plays to go 68 yards. And they've moved into that 21-7 lead with 2:40 to go in the first half. It's Fogelberg who does the kicking for Stoney Creek. He'll kick off. He's also their place kicker. As we learned the hard way after that second Adams touchdown, this ball will be returned. Andre Ballard, and he gets buried at the 28. Brendan Davis, number 26, the first to hit him. And so the Raiders, hoping for more on that return, start at the 28. Trailing now by a couple of touchdowns in this one. Excuse me. Just reaching for my water here. Give me just a moment. Bruce Sammer with the give to Whitehorn. The pickup on first down is 4. Whitehorn in the game at Adams last week had all the Raider rushing attempts in the football game, with the exception of, I think it was 4 by Busamra. He had 18 carries for 107, Whitehorn. The only other carry went to Green, who gained 1 yard and scored a touchdown on it. Right now, 2nd down and 6 from the 32. Busamra completes his pass. It's going to be close to, but short of a first down, I believe. The receiver is Beeler. We'll see where they spot it. They're moving the chain, so he got 6 and a first down. First and 10 Raiders from the 38. But time definitely a factor now as we hit mark. 1:30 to go in the first half. 90 seconds to go. Clock running. Raiders have no timeout. Flag on the play. And there was somebody jumped because a flag was thrown from each sideline from the officials who were watching the line of scrimmage. Gonna go, that's 5 yards for procedure against North Farmington. So now it's 1st and 15. They've restarted the clock. The Raiders were prepared to snap the ball at approximately the 1:30 mark, but now we run down inside a minute. So it cost them 5 yards and it cost them time. They just don't have much time. A keeper by Busamra, and he's just barely going to be able to. He doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Excuse me. The line of scrimmage was the 32, and he's going to lose a couple of yards. Jacob Busamra. Busamra had a clutch 23-yard pickup in the Raiders game-tying it drive in the fourth quarter last week at Adams. He's stopped here for a 2-yard loss. 2nd down and 17 from the 30. Make it the 31. We're down. They may as well take a knee. Just 5 seconds to go at snap. Rice will lateral the ball off, and it's just Justin Whitehorn able to pick up just another couple of yards after the successful lateral as time expires here to end the opening half of play. A disappointing first half for the Raiders, who will have to regroup here at the break as they trail Stoney Creek by a score of 21-7. 21 unanswered points here by the Stoney Creek Cougars after the Raiders had opened the scoring in this football game here tonight. So let's just run down the scoring here for you. Six nothing was the lead for the Falcons just 2.5 minutes into the football game. It was Whitehorn on a 3-yard touchdown run, but since that time, and that score came with, well, all the time in the world left in this game. 9:30 left to go in the opening quarter, and that's the only dent that the Raiders were able to make in the first half of the football game. The next time that Stoney Creek got the football, it was Cameron Buford. You've heard that name a lot here tonight. He was big last week for Stoney Creek against Seaholm. He's big tonight for Stoney Creek against North Farmington. He broke off a 56-yard run, just a little inside move, just off right guard. The kind of play that is often not usually stuffed at the line of scrimmage will just pick up a minimal gain of a yard or 2 or 3, and this one went for 56 yards. The quick opener, Cameron Buford, took it all the way into the end zone. Stoney Creek ran a little bit of a trick play going for a 2-point conversion. It fell just short. And so the Raiders maintained their lead at 7-6. That touchdown coming with 5:52 remaining in the opening quarter. It was Buford again as the Raiders, deep in their own territory, were punting from the 15-yard line. It was a poor snap, and it was picked up in the backfield by the Raiders, but the ball was down at the 9-yard line. It took Stoney just 2 plays to get it into the end zone. It was Buford again, this time from 2 yards out, and with 6:30 left to go in the first half, it was 13-7 for Stoney Creek. And then Buford with his 3rd touchdown of the half. Cameron Buford capping a 68-yard 6-play drive with 2:40 to go before halftime. And there you have it. Stoney Creek 21, North Farmington 7. The Raiders, outside of that opening drive, have simply put had trouble moving the football. They're not getting the kind of gains on the ground that they're accustomed to seeing. Remember Whitehorn? They're the guy that carries the mail for them. He gained 107 yards, 108 yards on the ground. Justin Whitehorn did last week against Adams. He's had nowhere near that total here in the football game tonight. It's been a series of either 3 and outs or 2 series and out for the Raiders ever since they opened the scoring here in the football game tonight. So as we say, they will regroup at halftime, and I'll tell you what, so will we. So your score at halftime, it is the Stoney Creek Cougars 21 and the North Farmington Raiders 7, and we will be back a little bit before the second half starts. All right? We'll see you soon, everybody. All right, back we are here at Holland Field, and it's 21-7 Stoney Creek at the break. The Raiders took a 7-0 lead. Just 2.5 minutes into the football game, went right down the field and scored. Got a heck of a third down conversion on a pass from Jacob Busamra to Jasper Beeler, who went up and got it. It was a 20-yard gain. And the football went from the from the Stoney Creek 27 to the Creek 7. A personal foul was added to that, and it made it 1st and goal at the 3-yard line, and it was taken into the end zone on the very next play by Justin Whitehorn. 7-0 for the Raiders, and it's been all Stoney Creek since then. 3 touchdowns by Cameron Buford, and he's been the story. A run of 56 yards, 2 yards, and 15 yards. His 3 touchdowns for Stoney Creek tonight. Ready for the second half kickoff of this, only the 3rd meeting all time between the Raiders and the Cougars. Stoney Creek came into existence in 2002. At least that was the first year they competed in high school football. They played the Raiders that season and beat them 47-0. It was week 3 of the 2002 season. It was the first, not just the first shutout for Stoney Creek, it was their first victory in football, period, end of story. And they beat the Raiders 47-0. And you're thinking, well, the Raiders must not have been a very good team in 2002. Well, they were a playoff team, all right? They finished the year at 6-3 in 2002. So they weren't too bad, but they had a bad night. The first season of Stoney Creek football and the first ever matchup between these two teams. They got together the following year, and that's the last time they've met. That was in 2003 as we have the second half kickoff, and the Raiders won that game 24-21. So the Raiders kick off to begin the second half down by 14 points, and Stoney Creek is going to start at the 20-yard line as Massimo Sambati kicked it into the end zone, so it's not returnable. I'm told I said Mario Sambati in the first half. I apologize for that. The Raiders staff thinks very highly of their kicker, Massimo Sambati. Quarterback keeper on first down, and he's open down the left side, Ryan Eckhout, and he's out of bounds, but not before he picks up solid yardage, to say the least. All the way out to midfield for a gain of 30 yards. So Stoney Creek up by 14, and that's got to be demoralizing for the Raiders to give up a chunk play, a 30-yard gain on the first play of the second half. Eckert just on that keeper around the left side. He fakes the handoff, Eckert does, fires downfield, and it's incomplete. He was trying to find John Reba, but it's incomplete. Stoney Creek didn't throw much in that for the first half. They didn't need to. They picked up a lot of yards on the ground, and an awful lot of it by Cameron Buford, number 22. You see him on the right side of your picture, now exiting the screen. Eckert, the quarterback, number 7, but sometimes that doesn't matter. We saw a few direct snaps to Buford in the first half. Now they'll hand it to Buford, and here's Cameron open on the left side, cuts it inside the Raider 35-yard line. And they'll say he's down at the 34, and that's a 16-yard gain for Buford. We'll take another look at it here. But just a couple of steps, and he's past the linebacker level. And ultimately coming in with Landon Canty to make that stop, but not before the gain is 16, and it's 1st and 10, Stoney Creek at the 39-yard line. Landon Canty had an interception on opening night for the Raiders last week. Number 36, John Fogler, on the carry, but he's going to wind up losing yardage, or maybe getting it back to the line of scrimmage. I think it's going to be a loss of a yard. Richard Harris, number 5, forcing him to the outside, and then coming in to finish up is Rayshawn Matthews. So it is a loss of 2 on the play. Second down play doesn't gain a lot. Jasper Beeler, number 3, getting up from the bottom of the pile there. That's generally a good indication he was in on the stop. And there's it's going to be ball's at the 29-yard line, and it's 3rd and 4. So that gains 7. Look out, there they go again. It's Buford again. Boy, they can't stop him. They cannot stop Cameron Buford, who has just picked up his 4th touchdown of the football game. And it's now 27-7. The direct snap to Buford. It happens fast, doesn't it? Boom, boom. And he's gone. See you later. Nice downfield blocking by Stoney Creek, and they can't stop Cameron Buford. Extra point on the way, it's good. Fogelberg puts it through, and it's 28-7. Favors Stoney Creek. So Stoney Creek on their first possession of the second half goes 80 yards, and they did it fast. Count them up for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plays. 80 yards in 6 plays. Now their last drive there in the second quarter was 68 yards in 6 plays. So they have stunned the Raiders here, and they lead the game 28-7, and Stoney Creek continues to serve notice on the OAA White that they are a contender. Tell you what, this is the 19th year of Stoney Creek football. In the previous 18, they have had 7 winning seasons. It's not unusual, it has not been unusual to look at the standings to see Stoney Creek near the bottom, but not right now. At this rate, they will have at least a co-share of the OAA lead after tonight. Jasper Beeler on the return, and the Raiders take over at the 31-yard line, but they're down by 21 points. Well, you'll see Beeler with the return here of about 4 yards. First and 10 Raiders. Ball's at the 31, and the Raiders are down 21 points. Justin Whitehorn. They're not going to hand off to him, and the pass is behind Beeler, incomplete. I was going to mention, though, Whitehorn, 108 yards on the ground against Adams last week. And we did not get stats for the Raiders' first drive of the football game. But since North Farmington scored, and they scored 2.5 minutes into the game, since that point, Justin Whitehead has been held in negative yardage. 3 carries for -3 yards on my card. That's unofficial, but it does serve to tell you that the Raiders having problems with the run game, and the passing game is not going that great right now either, as it was a jump ball across the way, and Jasper Beeler went up for it but couldn't bring it in. He was defended closely. So 3rd and 10. North Farmington football at their own 31-yard line. We'll have the Raiders on TV 10 for you 1 week from tonight. Birmingham Groves will be at Holland Field. Groves off a win against the Farmington Falcons at Falcon Field last Thursday night in the season opener, 42-31. 3rd down and 10 now for the Raiders. Busamer has time,
over the middle and just out of the reach of Jasper Beeler. So Busamra, 9 of 19 for a, well, I guess the way they like to say it these days is $1.50. 9 of 19 for 150 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Last week was having a little trouble finding the range tonight, and the Raiders will once again have to kick the ball away. Massimo Sambati in to do the punting. Remember, it was a punt miscue that resulted in the Raiders giving Stoney Creek the football at the 9-yard line back in the second quarter. And there's a ball fair caught out at the 43-yard line. Now they're going to throw a flag on that. Dominic Mathis Nelson, was it he? Anyways, the return man for Stoney Creek, John Fogler, called for the fair catch. He got bumped. So that will either be a personal foul or interfering with the fair catch penalty. Wasn't much of a bump, but you're not supposed to do that. Maybe I'd like to see these officials social distancing a little bit better right now. Maybe I would. All right, here we go. That's personal foul. So Stoney Creek's going to have the football in Raider territory. So after the penalty, 41-yard line. Quick hitter off the left side and good first down yardage. Again, it's Buford. Just goes knifing through for 8 yards to the 33. We have not played much of the second half. We're approaching 8.5 to go in the third quarter. It was 21-7 at the break. It's 28-7 now in favor of Stoney Creek. Buford gets the first down to the 29-yard line. This time he picks up 4. He's just grinding it out now. And Stoney Creek, as they should be, content just to take their time. They don't want a delay penalty, but let's use up that play clock. No rush to get to the line of scrimmage. Look how long it takes them to just get the play call from the sideline to the huddle, brought in by their quarterback, Ryan Eckhout. Again, Buford. Trying to get to the outside, and like a good running back does, he falls forward to the 26, and that's 3 yards for Buford. So the Raiders at home to take on Groves next Friday night. We'll have it on TV 10. The following week, North Farmington is at Farmington. We will have that one for you here on TV 10 from Falcon Field. Right now, though, the Raiders in trouble in the second half. We approach 7 minutes left to go. Fogel breaking a tackle, breaking another, finally brought down at the 20-yard line. Like Beeler had a shot at him down there, but he wasn't alone. There were others. Before all is said and done, Fogel 36. See, Beeler had a hold of him, got him spun around. Harris, who had the big play in overtime at Adams last week, couldn't get him to the turf. And it's a gain of 6 for Fogler, I should say. Third and 1. It's a quarterback keeper this time. Ryan Eckhout put it in the belly of a running back, took it back, and tries the right side and picks up the first down with relative ease. down inside the Raider 15-yard line. Down all the way to the 12 for a pickup of 8 and a first down. See that good fake there. And once again, sorry to say, a story of, ineffective tackling. That time it was Des Branch who had him, but he couldn't get low on him, didn't have the leverage, and it's 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. There's a tackle. David Dooley, number 58, slamming Eckert to the turf. And the gain for Eckhout is 2 yards. The gain for the Cougars is to the Raider 10-yard line. 2nd down and 8. 28-7. The Cougars have the lead. They've scored 28 unanswered points since the Raiders opened the scoring 2.5 minutes into the game here tonight. Buford off the right hip of Ryan Eckhout. Eckhout looking to throw. Fires to the end zone. Caught down there. Touchdown. It's Buford again. Touchdown number 5 for number 22, Cameron Buford. The wheel route. He's open in the end zone. It's a 10-yard pass. Waiting on the extra point from Fogelberg. It's up. I think it's good because I saw the shadow of the ball crossing the inside of the goalpost. And it's a 41-yard, 7-play drive. It's 4 rushing touchdowns and a 5th through the air tonight for Cameron Buford. First touchdown pass tonight for Eckhout. And boy, oh boy, it's 35-7. I did not expect this, no. Nope, I don't think the Raider staff did. But that man, Cameron Buford, wow. He has lit North Farmington up in this one here tonight. Cameron Buford last week scoring 2 touchdowns and throwing for a 3rd. Tonight, he has rushed for 4. So that's 6 rushing touchdowns on the year for him, and we're just a little more than a game and a half into the season. He has rushed for 6, caught a touchdown pass, and thrown a touchdown pass. 8 total touchdowns for Cameron Buford. High, short kick. Beeler spinning, looking to get away, still on his feet, almost all the way out to midfield before he's brought down. Nice return by that man, number 3, Jasper Beeler. "23 yards on this return for Beeler. And here's the make him miss part. Spins free of the tackle there and was able to pick up another 10 or 15 yards from that point. All the way out to the 48-yard line. And the Raiders come to the line of scrimmage with 5 minutes, 4 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, and they're way behind now. Stoney Creek 35, North Farmington 7. Just a marginal first down gain right there for Whitehorn. So that's been a big part of the story tonight. Last week, Justin Whitehorn, over 100 yards, rushing 108, and he was very steady throughout the course of the football game. It wasn't a case of him breaking one long run and then having a bunch of 3 or 4 yard carries. He had 19 carries gained 108 yards, and he's nowhere near that tonight. He's just barely into positive yardage for the evening, as a matter of fact. Very nearly picked off that pass by Busamra into the near flat intended for Rayshawn Matthews. Very nearly picked off. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 8 to go for the Raiders. The football at midfield. Rich Kincaid with you here tonight from our studios on the campus of North Farmington High School. We're still being very careful about the COVID situation. Very careful. I've got all the comorbidities. I have to be very careful. I mean, all of them. So 3rd down, 8 to go from midfield. Busamra got protection. Pass goes incomplete. The intended receiver, Aaron Rice, saying he was fouled. And let's see if it is, in fact, a defensive holding or pass interference call here. It's going to be an incomplete pass, but it didn't look close. But if Rice was held up, that might be the reason it didn't look close, right? So it is against Stoney Creek. 15 yards on the pass interference call to the 35-yard line. Ball is marked ready for play, and the clock restarts. We hit 4 minutes remaining here in quarter number 3. Busamra has time, sends it a long pass intended for Beeler down inside the 5-yard line, and it's a little bit too tall. He was well covered. Would have taken a perfect pass. And we move to 2nd down. That's Coach Herstein. Coach Herstein. Told myself I wasn't going to do that. Try to have the mental image of the stein of beer in my head every time I say his name, but I missed that time. Coach Herstein. I should get it right by it's his 2nd year. Whitehorn tripped up. Looked like he had a hole, but he got tripped up, and it'll be a gain of 2 or 3 yards for Justin. Got that nice tight shot, but I can't tell where the ball is. I can't tell you what the line of scrimmage is. There they go. The scoreboard will tell me. He picked up 3 yards to the 32, Whitehead. So it's 3rd down and 7 from the 32. They're moving Rayshawn Matthews a little bit deeper into the slot. Whitehorn up the middle on 3rd down and 7. And he picks up 3 to the 34. That's still going to leave 4th and 3. Or 4th and 4 at any rate. 4th and 4. Let's call it 4th and 3. The ball's, 4th and 4. The ball's on the 34. The line to gain is the 25. I'm sorry, the ball's on the 29 with the line to gain the 25. And here come the Raiders on 4th down. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, so it's getting late, especially when you're down by 4 touchdowns, as North Farmington is. Pass to the near sideline intended for Aaron Rice. And he was well covered. Number 23, you see him there. Aaron Dargell was there, and Fogler, number 36, also there. And not much Aaron Rice could do about that. So the ball goes incomplete. And the ball goes over to Stoney Creek on downs. And with exactly 2 minutes left in the 3rd, they maintain their 28-point lead, 35-7. First and 10, Stoney Creek at their own 29. Cameron Buford. Where have I heard that name before? Forward progress out to the 31 for 2, which is well below his game average, I can assure you. Take a look at that fourth down play, the incomplete pass by Busamra. You see Rice right in front of you, number 15. That was not a badly thrown ball, was it? It was good defense by Aaron Dargell. But that pass was that was well delivered. That would have been a first down for the Raiders. Eckhout handing to Buford in the backfield. He's going to be stopped for a loss, and we haven't seen a lot of that tonight. But in the backfield to get him was Rayshawn Matthews, number 21. You see him right there. And he stuffed him for a big-time loss that time. They put the football at the 27. So actually it goes down as a loss of -4 for Buford. Third and a dozen for Stoney Creek. We're inside the final minute of the third quarter on a warm Friday night here in Farmington Hills, Michigan. Great to have you with us here on TV 10. Great to have you with us if you're watching on YouTube tonight. Buford on the run out to the 35-yard line, gets 8. But for the first time in a long time, Stoney Creek is going to have to kick it away. Beeler, number 3, in on that stop. That's number 58, David Dooley, as well. And there's our situation as the third quarter becomes the fourth quarter. And it is all Stoney Creek in this one. At the end of 3 quarters of play, they've got the lead here. 35-7 over the North Farmington Raiders. Another 14-point quarter for Stoney Creek. They outscored the Raiders in the third quarter 14-0. They had 21-7 at halftime. They're at 35-7 in the football game right now. So we welcome you back into our TV 10 studios. It's been a bit of a stunning surprise here tonight for the Raiders. I think that you look at them last year with that 9-1 record and winning on the road against Adams and come from behind fashion in week 1, and you're thinking, well, this should be a pretty decent matchup. Stony Creek surprised, he arched a lot of eyebrows, surprised a good number of people with their win on the road last week, scoring all 37 of their points in the first half against Birmingham Seaholm. And but you're still thinking, well, you know, North Farmington's a good team. Stoney Creek typically not a great team. They were 5-5 last year. We mentioned this is their 19th year of football, and they've had a winning record in 7 of their previous 18. But they've got something going on in the early part of this 2020 season, abbreviated or not. And they've got a big lead as we go into the fourth quarter. They're up 35-7 over the Raiders. Flag flies on the fourth down play here. And it's a procedure call against the Cougs. So they will back up from their own 30 to the 25. Or they back up from the 35 back to the 30. So we'll see another punt here, or punt attempt. Nice snap, perfect. The boot, as they say, is away, and the Raiders let, oh no, look out, Aaron Rice recovered it after he did somewhat ill. They generally don't recommend you do that. Field a punt on the first hop, on a kind of being a football, and it doesn't bounce like a ball, you know. But Rice able to come up with it, so it ends well, and the Raiders will have it first down and 10 to go at their own 34-yard line. Well, Coach John Herstein making the point when we talked earlier this week that if you think about it, football for these young men. It's the only socializing they get, the only instructional activity that they're receiving in person right now. Right, all the other school activities, especially the classroom work, is being done online as the pass over the middle falls incomplete, intended for Hoke. And he wasn't glib when I asked him about how he feels about playing football this season. You know, he said it's tough, right? It's a tough call. You want to keep the kids safe. You want to keep their families safe. So you have to be careful. And the message, and I don't think he's the only coach saying this, they tell the guys, you know, when you're not here, you've got to be careful, all right, in terms of maintaining a social distance with others. If you want to play football, you have to observe these rules. So far, so good as we're into week number 2. That play losing a yard, and Whitehorn just having a tough night tonight. And it's 3rd down and 11 for the Raiders. They have not seen very much go right tonight since they scored early in the football game, presumably on their opening possession. Just 2 minutes and 30 seconds in, we just little trouble at the top, so we missed the first few plays of the football game. But on balance, I'll tell you, it has not been an easy thing to kind of, well, to jump through these technical hoops just to get the broadcast on the air at all. Busamra's pass over the middle is intercepted, picked off for the first time this year. It's Owen Fogler who's got it, and Fogler returns deep into Raider territory before he's taken out of bounds. A distinct lack of social distancing there by the excited Stoney Creek Cougars. Intercepted by Fogler. See Busamra under pressure, just not a lot he can do, and it's intercepted, underthrown and intercepted by Fogler. He looked like he might be off to the races there before he's taken out of bounds hard by Carson Roberts, the center, the Raiders center. But it's an interception. And for the second time tonight, Stoney Creek begins a possession in the red zone. 1st and 10 for them at the 17-yard line. Raiders called timeout, their first of the second half. So we're under 11 minutes to go at 10:53. And there you see it. You see the score. The guests have 35, and they're knocking on the door. And, well, if they score and convert here, we're in a running clock situation. You never would have thought that. You never would have thought that. Ask Coach Herstein about playing in the new division this year. The Raiders, like the Falcons, played in the lesser OAA Blue division last year, and after each had tremendous seasons. Again, the Raiders are 9-1. They got booted up in class to the more competitive OAA White. And Coach Herstein saying that first off, he's used to it. That's where Harrison used to play. And, of course, he was an assistant coach at Harrison before taking over the Raiders after Harrison ceased being a high school, a gain of 1 on first down. So he's used to it. And it says this is where we want to be. We want to be in that more competitive division. Give that kind of gain of a yard to the 16-yard line. Glad to see everybody wearing their mask in the press box tonight. That's where I would be. But frankly, it's better to not have quite so many people in the press box. That Buford shirt is. Oh, he got away and he's going to score again. Holy cow. Buford from 16 yards out, his 6th touchdown of the game and his 5th on the ground. Oh my. And let's call that a 17-yard run. Rayshon Matthews number 21, looked like he had him. But Buford got away again. And you know what? All you can do is tip your cap. What a performance tonight by Cameron Buford. Here's the extra point off the toe of Fogelberg and through, and look at that. The deficit is 35, and that means a running clock here at Holland Field. Wow. Wow. This would be if I read it correctly, as we mentioned earlier, this is only the third time these two teams have met on a football field, and the first came back in 2002, which was Stoney Creek's first year. And that game must have gone to a running clock at some point because Stoney Creek won it 47-0. It was for them not just the first shutout in Cougars history, it was the first win of any kind in Cougars history in their first season, and it was the only game they won back in 2002. That loss in week 3 dropped the Raiders to 1-2, and then they regrouped and won 5 in a row and qualified for the playoffs, bowed out in the first round to finish the year at 6-3. But in the midst of that playoff season, they got whomped by a Stoney Creek team that was brand new and wound up winning only one game that season. But what a win it was, 47-0 over the Raiders. And we're back, they're up now by 35 in this one. 42-7, 10-10 to go. And the story tonight, number 22, Cameron Buford. My goodness. Fogelberg kicks it away. The return by Richard Harris to about the 30, a little beyond. Give the tackle to Stoney's number 17, Jimmy Stukenberg. So the clock is running, and it will continue. Well, there's Harris on that return. He had the play of the week last week. A totally different story as North Farmington was leading in overtime 34-33. And Adams went for a 2-point conversion. We're going to win it right now or lose it right now. And it was Harris who made the stop on the ball carrier at the goal line, another foot, and it's a 2-point, it's a successful 2-point conversion for Adams, and they win the game 35-34. But because of the play by Harris, Whitehorn finally gets a decent run for the Falcons out to midfield. Harris was the hero last week. 17 yards on that gain by Whitehorn. And a first down. New quarterback is, it's not a new quarterback, it's Jacob Busamer in there, number 2. Same as it ever was. And now Whitehorn starting to find some holes and starting to gain some yards. The thing is, it's too late. Nice cut inside, and the gain on that play is 11 yards and another first down. Falcons 1st and 10 at the Stoney 39. Nice wrap up by number 42, Owen Fogler, and the Raider injured on the play. No gain on the play. The clock does stop for an injury, and it stops right now with 7:52 left to go here in the fourth quarter. It has been, well, you can't say it's been all Stoney Creek tonight. The Raiders actually led this football game. They led it 2.5 minutes into the first quarter on a touchdown run by Whitehorn, only to see Stoney Creek come back and score 42 unanswered points. 40 of those points coming via Cameron Buford touchdown runs or a plus a 2-point conversion. He's run for 5, caught a 6th, and run for a 2-point conversion. So he has accounted for 40 of the 42 points scored by Stoney Creek here tonight. Ready to resume here. Left play gained a yard, and it's 2nd down and 9 from the 38. Whitehorn up the middle, spinning away, breaking tackles, and takes it all the way down to the 25. Gets 13. This will help the stats. Another 1st down for North Farmington. This is their best drive since their first drive of the night. Problem is it's coming too late. We're under 7 minutes to go now. 6:57, the clock running here at Holland Field. 1st and 10, North Farmington at the Cougar 25. They'll pitch to Whitehorn this time. He'll try the right side. Cuts it up inside. Nice yardage. He's going to score. Whitehorn from 25 yards out scores his 2nd touchdown of the night. And he's got to feel a little bit better about that. The clock will stop now as the deficit is below 35 points as the Raiders pulled it within, 29 at 42-13 point pending. But a nice run right here by Whitehorn. That's what we saw so much of against Adams last week, and we just haven't seen much of it here tonight. But finally we do. And the Raiders break the string of 42 unanswered points in this football game by Stoney Creek. A 25-yard touchdown run by Whitehorn. So it was a neat little touchdown drive by the Raiders. Massimo Sambati in for the extra point. Steps into it. It's good. All right, 6:38 left to go. And it's 42-14. A big surprise tonight. Scoring drive was 67 yards in 5 plays. You'll see the graphic. It's a big win for Stoney Creek. We would comment on the fact that they've won big on the road 2 weeks in a row, which is true, but it's not quite the same playing on the road in front of these limited crowds. Raiders coach John Herstein saying that he really couldn't tell the difference last week at Adams from the that they were in fact playing on the road. At best, it was like a neutral site game, right? Just not a lot of fans there, not a lot of noise, not a lot of buzz, etc. But Raiders are going to, barring some sort of miracle, 4 converted touchdowns here. It's a 4-possession game, right? Well, is it 3 possession if you score and get a 2-point conversion every time? Well, even so, that's 24 points, so you'd still be behind. So it's a 4-possession game as Sambati's kick goes into the end zone. Anyways, they got the bottom line is they got to score 4 touchdowns in 6 minutes and 38 seconds to win this thing. And that's generally not likely. Now, Buford, 5 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown tonight. Cameron Buford. Now, I'm wondering if maybe they sit him out the rest of the way, but let's have a look here and see if they do. New quarterback is Jacob Best, number 15. And on the first down, they'll pick up 3 or 4 yards. And the ball carrier, Jordan Stuckey, number 8. So Stoney Creek has gone to their bench. Clock continuing to run now at Holland Field as we're about to go under 6 minutes and 20 seconds to play. Stoney Creek with a 42-14 lead, a 28-point lead in this one. Stoney Creek's going to improve to 2-0 this season. They will be a co-leader in the OAA White, presumably. Grove's going to play tonight 1-0. North Farmington's going to fall out of that three-way first place tie. So actually, for Stoney Creek to be tied after tonight, Groves is going to have to win their football game. And they're playing host to Adams tonight. There's some nice defensive line play by the Raiders. Logan Kedgbo, number 11, in on that stop. Less than 5.5 remaining now. So 3rd down and 6. Stoney at their own 24-yard line, and they've got the second stringers in there now. Handoff to Stuckey, and he'll get a yard or two. But it's going to bring up 4th down, and we should see a Stoney Creek punt right here. We saw their kicker warming up just a moment ago on that far sideline, and indeed the punt team about to come onto the field for the Cougars. The clock, though, continues to run. We're at 4:40 now. Again, next week, Groves will be here at Holland Field. That will be our TV10 game of the week. That Groves team that put 42 on the board against the Falcons last week will be here at Holland Field. A high, relatively short punt. Takes a Groves bounce and roll, and it's down at the, I think that's the 42. And it is. So good, decent field position for North Farmington at their own 42-yard line, but they'll take over with 4 minutes and 4 seconds to go, and they need 4 touchdowns as they trail it by 28 points. They'll go to second stringers as well. Aaron Rice, normally a slot receiver, at quarterback now. The handoff to Tristan Hoke, and Hoke got back to the line before he was shoved back. There's Whitehorn, the featured running back for the Raiders, and Justin's going to come to the sideline. His night may be done. Clock is running at 3:40. Second down and 10. Raiders at their own 43. Aaron Rice, instead of a shotgun, he'll move up now and go up under center. Offset I. Rolling right after faking the handoff to Bryant. Rice is forced out of bounds. Out beyond the 45, that's all I can tell you. So the football at the 47, that was a 5-yard gain. Third down and 5 from the 47. So the Raiders, this will be the first time they've faced a game week coming off a loss, right? They were undefeated last year, lost in the first round of the playoffs, so their season was over. They'll have to, this will be the first time they prepare for a game coming off a loss under Coach John Herstein. Third down pass is incomplete. See if the Raiders decide to go for it here. Clock on the incomplete pass stops at 2:16. Again, this is Rice, normally a wide receiver, in their quarterback right now, and that delivery incomplete. One suspects well, let's find out. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. Yeah, they're going to go for it here. Rice will come up under center. Bryant is number 4, going in motion. Now being directed back into a wide receiver slot on the right side. The running back is Richard Harris, number 5. Throws a nice block, Harris, and Rice running the thing, not going to get there. Needed to gain the 48, but he stopped at midfield. So the Raiders are going to turn it over on downs here with 2:16 left to go in the football game. Oh, Stoney Creek, their job now just to bleed the rest of the clock, that remaining 2 minutes and 16 seconds with the football at midfield. It's not often you can look at a football game and say that one guy beat another team, but you can say that here tonight. Cameron Buford, I don't know how many yards he's run for, but I can tell you he's had a touchdown run of 56, a touchdown run of 2 yards, 15 yards, 17 yards, and 25 yards. Those are just his touchdown rushes, and I think that'd put him over 100, wouldn't it? Plus he had a 2-point conversion in there. Yeah, his touchdown runs alone are 115 yards. I think you see him there. Number 22 is still out on the field. He's the guy putting his mouth guard back in. Well, maybe see if he can. They'll go to victory formation, will the Cougs, and they're gonna win this one. Raiders could call timeout, but I doubt that they will. Eckhout is back in there at quarterback, number 7. We had a minute and a half to go, and now we'll have the snap and we'll have the taking of the knee. And a decisive victory here tonight by Stoney Creek, who likely will have to snap the ball another time. Maybe 2 more times. Raiders cheerleaders there on the near sideline wondering where things went wrong, where this one got away. Well, I'll tell you, it was just an onslaught of Cameron Buford. I've never called a game where a kid scored 6 touchdowns. I don't think I've called a game where a kid had 5 rushing touchdowns. At least I don't think I have. You know, you go back, some of those Harrison teams had some pretty good players. Maybe I have, but boy, I'll tell you, I don't remember it. 6 touchdowns is a lot. All right, the knee taken with 38 seconds left to go, and I think that'll do it. Both teams seem to feel it will. So this ball game's all over. It will be officially over in another 30 seconds, but everybody's going home, and they're taking the ball with them. So the final score of this one will be 42-14 in favor of Stoney Creek. And my goodness, what a show they put on here tonight at Holland Field. They just smacked the North Farmington Raiders around. They scored 42 unanswered points in this football game after North Farmington had taken an early lead. We'll watch those final seconds bleed off the clock, and there you go. zeros on the scoreboard, and this game is over. This is an official final score. The Stoney Creek Cougars 42 and the North Farmington Raiders 14. Raiders scored first just 2.5 minutes into the football game. Justin Whitehead with the first of what turned out to be 2 touchdown runs for him. But after the Raiders took that 7-0 lead, Stoney Creek hung 42 unanswered points on the North Farmington Raiders, and of those 42 points, 4 of them were scored by Cameron Buford, one of the great individual performances ever, I can assure you, at Ron Holland Field. Buford with over 100 yards in touchdown runs alone. And we're not counting his other rushes, but just on runs that resulted in touchdowns, he had 115 yards and carries, a 56-yard touchdown in the first quarter, a 2-yard touchdown run in the second quarter, a 15-yarder in the second quarter. Then he ran in the 2-point conversion for good measure. That wasn't enough, right? Buford again with a touchdown run in the third quarter. He caught a touchdown pass in the third, and then in the fourth, a 17-yard touchdown run to wrap things up for him before Justin Whitehorn scored for the Raiders with 6.5 to go in the football game to wrap up the scoring in this one. But the story, Cameron Buford, 6 total touchdowns, 5 of them on the ground. The Raiders couldn't stop him, and they had to pay the price for that, and the price being a 42-14 loss here at home tonight to the Stoney Creek Cougars. Well, I'll tell you, Stoney Creek, they are going to open at home 1 week from tonight. And my goodness, the Farmington Falcons will be going to Stoney Creek next Friday. And the Falcons, well, they've obviously got their work cut out for them in that one. So our game, meanwhile, the Raiders will stay home. They'll take on Birmingham Groves. We will have that game for you 1 week from tonight, live from Holland Field here on TV 10 and YouTube, with a start time of 7 o'clock Eastern. For those of you watching in California, that'll be a 4 o'clock Pacific time kickoff. So we'll look forward to seeing if the Raiders can rebound from this one. Cameron Buford beats them tonight, scoring 40 of his team's 42 points. A remarkable performance. We were glad that, of course, nobody's happy about the outcome on the Raiders side, but we're glad he had the opportunity to share his performance with us here tonight, because that's really something. You're not going to see a night like that very often at all. So the Raiders fall to 1-1, and they'll get ready to take on Birmingham Groves 1 week from tonight. Once again, your final score here at Holland Field on the campus of North Farmington High School: the Stoney Creek Cougars 42, the North Farmington Raiders 14. For our entire TV 10 crew, my name is Rich Kincaid, and we thank you for joining us here tonight.